Hi, I'm Colin and welcome to How to Paint Watercolors. So if you're ready, we'll get started and we'll paint this one. Hello and welcome to How to Paint Watercolors with me, Colin. Another Bob Ross one. This one, it's called Winter Frost, and I've masked off some areas where I want to keep clean and some of the tips where I want white. Don't think you need to see me doing that. There's enough videos on YouTube about masking off. This one's called Winter Frost, Bob Ross, so let's dive right on in. I'm going to say hello to new subscribers. This is just a little bit of cadmium yellow light mixed in with some cadmium orange. Just going to create a sun, little bright spots, alizarin crimson and Naples yellow. Plenty of water with that, it's an opaque colour. Prussian blue, indigo and a touch of sepia. And being as we don't use liquid white, we have to arrive at some of the colours that Bob managed to get by using other colours. We'll try and get it as close to Bob's as we can. Just allowing all these colours to mingle, soften together. Just a little stronger here. Just softening it. It will soften naturally, but I'm just making sure that it's going in the right direction. I'm just going to take some tissue paper, kitchen roll, and I'm just going to take out the centre there of the sun, and then we're going to leave that to dry. I've just removed the masking fluid from the mountain areas, and we're just going to put some shadow on the sides of these, some sides of these mountains. So just wet the areas where it needs the shadow. As you can see, I've just drawn them out here, just so you can see where I'm going to put it. Very pale Prussian blue and indigo. I make these for people who'd like to paint Bob Ross's pictures, but unfortunately can't use oil paints due to the smell or allergic reactions to the materials that they use. It does happen. And I'm working from the furthest thing and moving forward. Maybe just a little down here. Plenty of water on the brush. Then we're going to let that dry. I'm just going to take the Prussian blue, indigo and sepia over here. If you haven't got sepia burnt, umber will do it. And I'm just going to water this down. I'll just add a little bit darker to it. Quite watery. And we can begin to put some shape and form on these mountains. Not too much water, not too much paint on the paintbrush. And we'll try and get them to look where Bob had them. Just giving it some shape and form. Dry brush technique. Almost dry brush. Almost nothing on the brush. Softening off some of this as we go, just to create some extra shadow. Just creating a hit and miss effect. We'll be darkening some of these. Once again, just softening some of the areas in. Softening some of the areas in. Always taking the excess off the brush. Always taking the excess paint off the brush, using just wiping it on a towel. Damp brush, softening it again. We have a darker ridge line here. I'm going to re-wet this area. Prussian blue and indigo. Prussian blue and indigo with the sepia in it, and just darken that edge up. Might need to be a little darker than that. Once again, just softening it, taking some of that colour again and darkening it slightly. Just add some in areas. Just adding a little bit more depth to your mountain. You must learn to control the amount of paint on your brush, and I don't think I want to do any more to that. That's just fine as it is, I think. And now I'm going to leave that to dry. I just want to come back to the sun here, bit of clean water, tiny amount of yellow light, and I'm just going to bring some in here just to take that white out of the paper. That's all I want to do with that. Taking a big brush, and I'm just going to re-wet this back line of evergreen trees here. Got the board set at a slight angle. Cobalt blue and burnt umber with a touch of alizarin crimson in, and just start above your tree line and just pull them into the water. I hope you can see that. Making them all different heights. And as you go through the water, it will pull the paint off the brush, and these trees will automatically get lighter. Just giving you all sorts of variation. Same colour, this is French ultramarine with burnt umber and alizarin crimson. And I'm just going to add some of this in areas just to darken one or two of these up. One or two areas. Just taking the excess moisture off, pulling these down and allowing them to drift slowly together, and we're going to leave that to dry. Now that's dry, I just want to take a little clean water and run it up the edge of this shoreline where your trees have just dried, just along the edge, I just want to take some cobalt blue and I'm just greying it slightly with the other colour, with your tree colour. Just pull it back. Give a slight hit and miss effect. Then brush, soften off the back edge. One or two darker little areas. Brush and blue indigo with some sepia in it, or burnt umber. If you haven't got sepia, we'll do it. Put these treetops in, indigo, Prussian blue and sepia with just a touch of alizarin crimson in, I think this has. Same colour, it's just a little darker, a little thicker. Taking my mop brush, drying it, just breaking it open, lift some paint up, then we begin to put some foliage in. This is a touch of cobalt blue, burnt sienna, break it open again. Just trying this for colour really, softening it in. Taking a damp brush and just bringing some of this forward. Two little dark spots here. French ultramarine and burnt umber just brought into the cabin. Then I just want to drop in some indigo from French ultramarine with some burnt umber added to it just to darken it. Then we're going to leave that to dry. Sienna. Now that that's dry, I just want to take some cobalt blue, burnt umber with some alizarin crimson in it. I'm just going to bring some of these bushes out. I'm just going to dry brush some of the foliage in, remembering the shape of the bush, like the same way as you did the mountains. Softening the bottom of them and coming across to the side of the hut, just darkening one side. Once again with a little bit of dark paint, any dark will do this, just very gently, just put a little shoreline in. Re-wet the river area. Just checking your sky colours. Yellow and alizarin crimson this one. I do want a little touch of yellow and orange in here. The yellow will turn orange. Indigo, Prussian blue, burnt sienna, get the right colour. Bringing it into the crimson, it will dull it out and it creates just a little extra colour, a little darker here. It looks like Bob's got it, so we'll put it in. Remembering it will dry lighter. Just where some of these bushes are, just want to lift a little paint out using a kitchen towel. Quite strong, so I'm taking some of the colour of the trees, just dropping it in. Also adding some of the grey, bluey grey mixture into it. And then once again we're going to allow that to dry. Now your river area is dry, I'm just going to take some of the cobalt grey blue mix that's here, tap it into my Deerfoot stippler brush, and we can begin to tap some bushes in here. Taking a damp brush and just softening some of this in. Adding some blue to that, just touching some darker areas in along the bottom. Pulling it into the snow. Just random marks. Just dropping some weak watery cobalt blue in and around. Just drawing through branches. And then we're going to let that dry. Okay, I've removed all the masking fluid, and I'm just going to bring some extra twigs and branches through here, just using cobalt blue and burnt umber. If you're enjoying these videos, please leave a comment. It's always nice to hear from people, and please subscribe. Subscribing is free. Then taking some burnt umber with some French ultramarine added to it, just a little bit. We'll put Bob's tree in here. Just adding a little bit of dark to that, French ultramarine and burnt umber, or basically anything you've got left on the palette, and just feed that in while it's wet. And taking some of the same colour, we can begin to put some branches in. I'm just putting a few more branches on there than Bob did. Make it your own. Just want to take a little bit of blue here, just pull it into this roof. Just want to take some Chinese white, put a little bit of snow on here. And then we're going to let that dry, and then we can finish it off. I've just turned the painting on its side. I just want to put a few water lines in. I'm just using a craft knife. Always try and get these straight, they really do look funny if they are at a slant. Maybe with the last one here, I think. One or two sticks. Not many. Don't go wild. Okay. And now you get round to the best bit. This is where you get to sign it, mount it and frame it. So I hope you've enjoyed this one. This one's Winter Frost by Bob Ross, done in watercolour by me, Colin. So if you've enjoyed it, please click the like button, it does help. And I will see you next time. Thank you very much for watching.